if there's any concern there. She has no record, let alone a violent record, so she's certainly not a threat to the safety of the community. So I believe under MCR 6.106, Your Honor, a personal recognizance bond is appropriate. I'd ask the court to impose one.
Here on behalf of the state that's to bail. Mr. Nichols, your client's preliminary exam conference is set before this court for March 9, 2016 at 8:30 a.m. I won't be here that day. That can take place in my absence here.
Okay.
Or?
Informal?
Yes. Well, it's going to be informal. Can't be formal if I'm not here, okay? If the parties want to handle that by phone, I don't have an issue with the exam conference being held by phone. However, I would require that a written memorandum of that conference be forwarded forthwith to the court for filing. At least what was discussed. If there are any discovery issues, we need to resolve them. If between now and Friday, Mr. Nichols, you believe you all are going to be looking for an adjournment for more time, then I suggest we get that taken care of sooner rather than later. Because we do have a preliminary examination scheduled in this matter for March 15th, 2016 at 9:30 a.m. Okay?
I'll be ready.
You need to get with somebody in the AG's office. Anybody here from the AG's office, lawyer type? Oh, everybody's looking at everybody. Nobody's moving. Not without a press policeman. Okay? Sorry. I want to know that sooner rather than later so we can put. Let me stop. Unless you see it up here, I don't want to see another cell phone camera being used because I'm going to take it. Now I think, ma'am, I understand you may not be a lawyer and don't know, but I saw somebody else using one that ought to know better. If I have to take a cell phone, I'm going to tell you now, it's going to cost you $1,000 to get it back. Now let's just get that established right now for any future proceedings in this matter. Unless you're a member of the media and you have found a proper request, if I see a camera phone being used, I'm going to snatch it. And it's going to be $1,000 to get it back. Mr. Nichols, get with the Attorney General's office. I'll be here until early afternoon Friday, but the sooner the better if you think you're going to need you're thinking you're going to need an adjournment?
No.
Okay. If you do, like I said, let us know. But you know we have a large contingent here. We got to make this meeting for everybody involved. Okay?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Miss Gamrat, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance in the sum of $5,000, personal recognizance bond. You do not need to post any money to leave here today. However, you do have to submit, ma'am, and have your fingerprints taken. Normally we do this in advance, but in an effort to try and expedite and move things along, I'm signing that order now. I'm going to get a copy to your attorney. It's going to get you downstairs, ma'am. You don't have to be fingerprinted and photographed. The statute and the rules require that, okay? Ma'am, while you are on bond, you should understand you are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court approval, okay? So between now and then, something comes up. Mr. Nichols here knows what to do to make that happen. Anything else with respect to this matter?
Your Honor, my associate and I will accompany Ms. Gamrat to the third floor. I've advised everyone who I could from the media that I'll be available on the main floor lobby so as to clear up the sixth floor because it gets crowded real fast.
Are you talking about the narrowness of our hallways here?
Efficient use of taxpayer dollars, Your Honor.
Okay, well that's good. We don't have a lot of room out there.
No, we don't.
Okay, Mr. Nichols will get you a copy of this order, so you'll need that when you take it downstairs.
Yes.
Ma'am, once they're finished, you'll be free to leave from that location, all right?
Thank you.
All right, and my court officer will be down there with some bond papers for you to sign. That's all. We'll see you folks on the 15th. Actually, Mr. Nichols, one more thing. Actually, what I'd like for you to do, contact the Attorney General on this case and then get with Ms. Berger. I actually want to have a phone conference with the two of you before that exam conference. I need to have a conversation about these charges, okay?
Very well.
In terms of what we need to be looking at.
Very well.
Okay?
Thank you.
Very good. That's all. All right, well, now let's get back to driving while license suspenders. We're on the record now in the matter of the State of Michigan versus Todd Corsa. This is file 1600873. You're Mr. Corsa?
I am.
Okay, Mr. Corsa, you appear here today without an attorney. I'm guessing you're a lawyer?
I am.
Okay. So I don't have to worry about your rights somehow not being properly understood as we go through this today. Sir, I have before me a felony complaint that has been filed against you in this matter. The complaint, sir, alleges that between February 1, 2015 and September 30 of 2015 in the city of Lansing that you did in count 1 commit the offense of perjury other than a court proceeding. And this was done with the Michigan House of Representatives Select Committee to examine qualifications of Representative Gamrat and Corsa. This is a felony. Maximum penalty, sir, is up to 15 years in prison. Count 2 alleges, sir, that you did commit an offense indictable with common law, that of misconduct in office, by having gave false information to the Michigan House of Representatives business office. Count 3 alleges, sir, that you did commit the offense indictable with common law of misconduct in office by violating standing rules of the House, specifically Rule 41. This is and in count 4, sir, alleges that you did commit the offense of misconduct in office by having solicited a state employee who is a member of legislative staff to send out a false email for public dissemination. This, sir, counts 2, 3, and 4 are all felonies. The maximum penalty for each offense, sir, is up to 5 years in prison and or a fine of up to $10,000. Sir, do you understand what you're charged with and what the penalties are?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, I should tell you, you have a right to have an attorney. You have a right to have one appointed if you cannot afford one. Are you going to be retaining a lawyer, or you want the court to appoint one?
My intention right now is to retain a lawyer.
All right, so I'm going to note that you're going to be retaining an attorney. If something happens, sir, and you're unable to accomplish that, just let us know, and we'll have the court appoint someone to represent you. Obviously, your attorney would know that if they are appointed, they need to get their appearance in here quickly. Sir, because this is a felony, you have a right to have a preliminary examination conference. Your exam conference is set before this court, sir, for March 9th, 2016. It's next Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Your preliminary examination is set for March 15, 2016 at 9:30 a.m. You should understand, sir, that the exam conference, I will not be here. I'll be on vacation that day. However, your attorney is free to contact the Attorney General's office. They may conduct that by phone. They may come here and talk. If they do it by phone, then I would like a written memoranda of that conference prepared and forwarded for the court file so that when I do get back here prior to your exam on the 15th, I can review that and see where the parties are. Fair enough?
Fair enough. Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, sir, you have a right to have bail set in this matter. I have an address in the file listed for you in Silverwood, Michigan. Would that be your current address?
That is correct.
All right, so then we're going to use that as the address for the file in this matter. You have a right, sir, like I said, to have bail set in this matter. Anything you want to tell me about yourself or your background before I set you bond?
Well, I obviously lived in that location. I think we're going on 17 years. I have an office in Lapeer that I've had for, I think, 18 or 19 years, and an attorney and a well-known figure, obviously, now after all of this, so I don't think I'm a flight risk in any way.
Okay. So I like to do things that are consistent, however, but because you do have an additional charge, or two charges that Ms. Gamrat did, one being a a 15-year felony, and setting your bond, sir, in the sum of $7,500. That is a personal recognizance bond. You will not have to post any money, sir, to get out of jail, but you will have some bond conditions. Okay? You may not leave the state of Michigan, sir, without court approval. Secondly, because we're trying to expedite some things and we're going into the lunch hour, you will, sir, have to report downstairs to the Lansing Police lockup. We have an order. My court officer is going to actually, you take him down.
Sure.
Okay. He's on bond. You don't have to be cuffed or anything like that. We're going to get an order. We have to have your fingerprints and whatnot taken. They'll do that downstairs, sir, on the 3rd floor. Once they're finished, you'll be free to leave. My court officer here will have a form for you to sign for your PR bond. And after that, sir, we'll just look forward to seeing you back here on the date that your matters are scheduled. You might also tell your attorney, as I indicated to Mr. Nichols on behalf of Ms. Gamrat, I think perhaps the sooner you get one might be the better, because I told Mr. Nichols I want to have a phone conference before the end of this week with the attorneys for the defendants and for the Attorney General on these charges. If there's anything we need to flush out sooner rather than later. In addition, depending on when you get an attorney, if you think there's going to be, or he thinks there's going to be a need for an adjournment, I'd rather that be done sooner rather than later so we can get that rescheduled. We have a lot of folk going to be here and around, and we have to try and make this thing run smoothly for all concerned, okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay, so you're quite welcome. Just have a seat right there for a minute. They need to get a copy of the order and have you sign that bond form, and we'll be all set. We're going to order and they'll take it down. They're all over the place.
I am going to return a copy to those that sent me their request forms for your records. I have WXYZ TV.
Okay, well, you just go right over here and have it.
Okay, I'm not sure who that is.
That's why he's not up. That's why he's not up.
XYZ is not here?
No.
Okay. What about Lansing State Journal?
Okay, here.
Fact 2?
Last year.
WILX?
Correct.
Detroit News. WLNS. TV6?
They're on.
Well, I read
They're in the
it this
hallway?
morning. Maybe I won't next time.
Just look at the pictures.
WDIV TV? Okay, you said...
Yeah, he's all set. And once they're done, he's free to go.
They're in the
Thank you.
hallway.
You're
Wood
quite
TV?
welcome. Okay.
Wood TV?
That's the report right there. It didn't hold us.
Okay. Lansing State Journal again for Todd? Thank you. You said WD?